Today I'm watching Fallout Season 1, Episode 5. In the previous episode, we saw Lucy was able to free herself from Snip Snip and this weird supermarket where they were trying to take her organs, and the ghoul had a bunch of vials. They've kind of, parted ways. Back at the vault, Norm is investigating what's going on with Vault 32. There's definitely something, weird happening there, and it sounds like his mom was somehow involved with opening the vault. Her name comes up, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work, considering they thought she's been dead this whole time. And yeah, so lots of things at play. I'm very curious to see where everything's gonna go. I'm really enjoying this season. I haven't played the video games, but I'm definitely curious to check them out now that I've seen the show. We also have Maximus and Thaddeus off with this head. They weren't in the last episode, so I'm curious to see where that's gonna go, if we're gonna pick up with them at all, especially given that it's a short episode season. There's only 8 episodes. It's been interesting to see Lucy kind of take on more of life on the outside of the vault. I feel like she's just going to continue her mission to try and find her dad. She took off from the ghoul, so I feel like, yeah, they're definitely going their separate ways, as he was also keeping her captive and, denying her water and everything like that. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where this episode's going to go. But thank you so much for sharing and this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Oh god, what is this already? Like a body? Oh my god.
He ripped that thing inside out, its guts went flying everywhere? I thought it was dead meat.
Yeah, he still doesn't know who's inside the suit, obviously.
You sure? It really hurts.
I want you to, please.
Yeah, these two bonding and reminiscing.
Do you accept?
Oh yeah, I bet I do.
Okay, hold still.
Yeah, that's an appropriate response.
Turn with the target. Oh man, Titus and Thaddeus, the T-Boys. Yeah.
That's a fun nickname. He's like, you're not gonna be happy when you see who it is.
Thoughts, regrets, love life stuff. I don't care.
Actually, it's...
You might feel differently when he finds out. Oh, he's gonna show him! Okay.
We can still be friends.
What did you do?
How you gonna explain that you let a bear attack him and then died?
They're gonna kill you.
Come on, I mean, they don't have to find out.
It's the Brotherhood. They'll find out.
Is this the end of Thaddeus? Because I don't think Maximus is gonna let this, he's not willing to give this up, obviously.
I'm sorry.
Oh! Oh! They were just... The good times couldn't last. Oh my god. What does that do?
Thaddeus! No, don't!
Shuts down his power? Oh my god. That's a weird form of torture.
Thaddeus!
Don't leave me here!
He's trapped in that suit. Oh my god. This betrayal. Wow, 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 wow! Just turn on each other left, right, and center.
I'll kill you, I swear I'll kill you!
What a nightmare that would be, just trapped in this machine. You can't move. Oh my god. Well. I mean, he'll die in there eventually, right? He doesn't have to do much. He can just leave him in there, which is exactly what Maximus did to Titus. He just let him die from the bear attack instead of helping him. Ah, God. No. Not giant bugs. Okay, the nightmare level just escalated. Good night. Ah.
Please, no, not from there!
He's like, that's a weak spot. Oh my god. Oh, frick. Do you want to die from... Oh! Good night. I was not expecting that. Lucy! She's getting good with that thing. We know her and Maximus had like a moment, but does she know it's Maximus in there? Residual snip anger? Who hasn't been there?
We're both gonna die. Trust me, please. Please.
She doesn't really have a choice, does she? Oh my gosh.
I'm right, Titus.
Trust me, and then starts up by lying about his name.
Writing manuals, but never in real life. And you've even got the tempered lining in this one, which is...
Yeah, it's crazy that's the first time she's seeing something like that. Okay, down we go.
Why? Why? This is the thing you're asking why about. I want to check one more thing.
Yeah, I'm curious if it was their mom or if they faked the log so that they know they wouldn't investigate it, because obviously if she's passed away, then...
But why? All I know is we're leaving.
Yeah, I'm curious if 31 is in the same shape of 32. Like, if, yeah, obviously they were trying to escape.
We've been planting potatoes.
That was smooth, yeah.
That's what people say.
No, just regular folk like me.
And it's interesting to see them explore, like, the different worlds, like the outside versus the vaults. Like, obviously they had heard rumors about people on the outside.
In exchange for my help, then you'll lend me the services of 5 or 6 of your knights to save my father.
I don't think they're gonna let you walk out of there with the head once they find it. Like, he wants the help to try and find the head, for sure, but then once they get there, I'm worried about what's gonna happen.
To say thank you.
Sounds like a nice way to live.
Yeah, they obviously come from very different worlds. Yeah, despite being, like, in the same area, obviously very different upbringings. Yeah, I don't trust this, because I don't trust him, so I'm curious to see where this is gonna go. And Lucy's definitely getting tougher being on the outside, but I think she still has, like, you can't get rid of, you know, that trusting nature. Even when she gave the ghoul the vials, like, she's not heartless.
Step to accomplishing that mission. I have faith you will make the right choice.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this vote's gonna go. We've seen kind of those two guys, you know, rivaling each other.
Already been overseer once.
Oh.
I'm gonna vote for Betty.
Yeah, I think we got that, buddy. Yeah, and he's trying to, like, explain why he's, you know, not voting for this guy. They haven't had an overseer since Lucy's dad obviously was taken.
Who am I kidding?
He doesn't even vote for himself. Oh, man.
Can I ask you a favor?
Okay.
Can you tell me what's happened in the last 200 years?
No big deal. 200-year history. Quick recap.
Is that what they tell you in your brotherhood?
You're the one who grew up in a box underground
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the different perspectives.
and expect them to just turn over a hostage to you? Did you really think that that would work?
I have the head.
Yeah, but we don't even know what's in it.
That is very true. That's a good point.
Up until I was 6, I really thought that the big light on our farm was the sun.
Yeah, it's very curious because you wouldn't know any better, right? Like, you wouldn't know the difference.
So, like, Earth is round, Earth is flat. Where are you guys at on that these days?
Yeah, if Betty was overseer before, where is her... She wasn't. She's lying? Oh my god, that's a jiggly jello. 98, my god. Oh, there she is.
Congratulations, overseer.
Thank you.
He's like, I know something you don't know. I'm curious to see where Norm's gonna go. I wasn't expecting the life inside the vault to be shown as much once Lucy left, but yeah, I'm very excited for this B story.
No.
Hey! Walking towards you!
There's no one here but us and them.
He's starting to show his true colors. Oh my gosh.
Why don't we all take a deep breath?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Lucy's just, yeah, she's still got that goodness in her from the vault. Like, that's what she was brought up with.
And neither do we!
Well, either way, could we just give it a try? Please?
Yeah, she's so diplomatic. She just wants to find the best solution. I don't trust it, but yeah, hopefully they can make it across, but I'm worried that Maximus is just gonna reach for Lucy's gun. Okay, well, I think politeness is over now. Yep, okay. Is that, oh, frick! Oh! Bye! That actress looks familiar, the one with, like, the really red, like, sunken eyes. And now Maximus is hit. It was a good try, Lucy, you tried.
What's a fiend?
It's people who eat people.
Oh, God. Gross.
I hate it up here.
Lucy's like, I never should have left the vault.
When things look glum, vote for somebody from Vault 31.
Hank was from Vault 31. Okay, interesting.
Things look glum. Vote 31.
It's a powerful slogan.
I love, like, these, like, crazy ironic statements and, like, their twist on trying to make things as, you know, bright and positive as possible when things are horrible.
Gee, I don't know. Maybe the mashed potatoes were a little better?
That's it? That's the only difference? Weird. That's some, like, it feels like a very, like, corporate, like, if someone asks you, give them this one line. She's giving me Kill Bill vibes, for sure. Shady Sands? What is this?
You never heard of the New California Republic?
34,000 people lived here after the war.
Oh, it was a town? Okay, interesting.
To come up to the surface one day and restart civilization. It's Reclamation Day. It's what keeps us all going.
It seems like they already got it started without you.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it didn't work out.
Still, I think for Lucy, she's kind of questioning everything, like her whole, you know, purpose behind the vault. She's always been very pro-vault, obviously, and to find out everything that they're working for already happened. It doesn't look like it was successful, but again, that was their whole purpose. And, you know, they've been kind of fed this lie that they couldn't live above, and obviously people have been. They bombed the town? Is that what happened?
They disagree on how.
I wonder if anyone survived.
I wonder if Maximus, like, if this is something he's familiar with, because he seems very, like, emotional. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Seems like he's getting, like, teary-eyed or something. By hiding in a fridge? Is that what he did? Oh, and that's why he got the scar on his chin.
We should keep moving.
Yeah, it's interesting to learn more about his backstory. We'd seen a few flashes before.
There could be anything in there.
Yeah. Like a first aid kit.
I don't think that's what he's worried about. I'm curious, yeah, we've seen, like, the snip-snip grocery store situation. I'm curious to see what this hospital situation is like. It's just a picture of a door handle? Oh my god, what is happening now? What? Oh my god, this place is messed up. As soon as I saw research and development, I was worried. Yeah, where'd Lucy go?
So that we can heal together and rebuild together.
Yeah, she want to take over 32 as well?
Others will be moving into Vault 32 in the coming weeks to start anew.
What does that mean, though? Is it gonna happen again, the same thing to 32? And, like, It's a mess over there. Like, do you want to clean up bodies, basically? Oh, yeah, and cutting back and forth. I like the juxtaposition of that and, like, the very grim, 32. Or they cleaned it all up? Yeah, it seems too cut and dry. With the American flag reflecting in the toaster as well. Yeah, that's crazy. They just painted over it and pretended like nothing happened. So Norm and, I'm forgetting the cousin's name right now, but the two of them are the only ones that know what happened.
To aid one another in times of need. We are the lucky ones.
This is nuts. Yeah, no one's gonna know what happened.
The darkness. And we will carry on until the day we bring that light to the surface.
Just slap on a coat of paint and yeah, pretend it never happened. Oh my gosh. She's nuts.
Anything interesting?
Great job cleaning up.
Yep, exactly.
The Raiders destroyed so much, but not our spirits.
I think Norm's gonna volunteer for 32. I don't trust it. I don't trust it one bit.
What is this place?
You're in the best place in the world.
They ended up in a vault? Where? So that was my first time watching season 1, episode 5 of Fallout. I feel like it was a good midway episode. I know season 4 would have been like the official halfway point, but to me this kind of feels like the first couple episodes are really crazy, then they kind of, I don't even want to say slow down, but kind of have more like setting things up, and then I feel like it's going to ramp up as we get closer to the end. I feel like that's a pretty normal, when there's a limited series. So I think they did a good job. There was definitely a lot that happened, and it was a shorter runtime for an episode as well. It was only 45 minutes. Typically they're an hour, maybe an hour 15 even. So I like that they kept it short. I feel like if they would have had a longer episode, I don't know where we would have gone. I liked where they ended it. So yeah, I enjoyed it overall. Only 3 episodes left, so I'm very curious to see what's gonna happen. We have this, election. Betty is now in charge, and we didn't get to see a ton of what Norm saw on the screen. We just saw her name. But I think the key takeaway from that is that she was, from what I can tell, in charge of Vaults 31, 32, and 33. Again, I haven't played the video games. Maybe it was just 31 and 33, but that's kind of what I was understanding. And the fact that she's kind of appointed herself overseer of 32. We do hear her say that she talked to 31. Did that happen? We don't know. Like, I'm very suspicious of, a lot of things that are happening. I feel like there's been groundwork for some shady things going on throughout the series as well. So yeah, I'm curious. And with a 98% vote, like, that's crazy. Even the guy who was running didn't vote for himself because he's like, oh, what's the point? Who's gonna pick me, compared to this person? And we've seen scenes with Betty before. She gave apple pie to Norm. But I definitely feel like her previous experience is what everybody was counting on. And, they still have this water shortage that they haven't really talked about in a while, but obviously that's still going on. Obviously, everything that's happening with Vault 32 would be very concerning. And yeah, I kind of wish we had more connection to 31. It definitely feels like they're building that up, but we have no idea what their vault looks like. I'd imagine it'd be very similar, but, is it completely destroyed like 32, or is it normal? And especially if she's saying she talked to 31, I would assume it would be normal. But yeah, again, there's a lot of suspicious things going on, and the fact that Norm and Lucy's dad, Hank is from 31, Steph is from 31, and we don't get to talk to Hank, obviously, but to hear Steph say that the only real difference is that the mashed potatoes taste differently. I was like, what a vague and weird thing to, notice. Like, how is that even, the thing that comes to mind? Like, oh, their colors are this, or like they focus on this crop. The mashed potatoes are slightly, like, what? So, and then of course it cuts to a shot of mashed potatoes on the tray that Norman is pushing. So, yeah, I don't know if that's a big part of the game, if that's something they just put in for the show, but I'm curious to see where that's going to come into play. And I definitely feel like Steph overheard them talking, while she was in the shower, or maybe even pretending, I don't know, but, them saying what they saw in 32, and the fact that it's now just completely covered up. Like, I'm assuming people from the vault would have had to go in there. Who else is there to clean up this mess and paint over everything? And to see those flashes of Norm's memories from when he was in there before and what it looked like to what it looks like now, was just crazy, because you can see his brain processing like, oh, this is where, the captain was or the overseer was, and this is where this body was with the toaster, and this is where this was. But yeah, it's just swept under the rug like nothing, just move on with life. And I mean, I understand they wouldn't want to leave it like that for forever, but the first thing Betty does when she is, elected is, okay, first thing we're going to do is fix this. She has a meeting about it and says that, some people are going to move to 32. I feel like Norm might be sent to 32, but I also feel like he'd want to, because I feel like that would give him a better chance to investigate and to not be suspicious of why he's at 32. Maybe Betty will keep him at 33 just to keep an eye on him. I don't know, but I feel like he can do more, detective work being there. We didn't have the ghoul in this episode, which was interesting, because in the previous episode we didn't have Maximus and Thaddeus, who we did see in this episode. So I'm hoping the ghoul is in the next episode, especially when we get closer, to the end. Maybe he's just been enjoying those vials the whole time and it would have made, for a boring scene. I don't know, but we see Lucy and Maximus meet up in this episode, and yeah, I think Lucy is still has that naive spirit in her, even though she blatantly says that people from the vault, are that way. And I think the longer she spends time on the outside, the more she learns that things are very different. And we've seen her grow a lot through the previous episodes as well. And, even that bridge crossing, she tries to do everything she can to get these people across safely. And obviously that goes wrong, but still, that her first instinct isn't just to shoot them, where I think that's Maximus's instinct. And I really loved how we got to see the comparison of these two characters, and obviously coming from very different worlds and very different upbringings, and, just kind of the rumors that they heard about each other. He's like, oh, I thought it was just, monsters in the vaults. Like, that's what we've been told. And, Lucy being told that the outside was inhabitable, and obviously that's not the case, and that the people, I mean, she has run into some characters for sure, and she even brings up that everybody she's met tries to kill her and that she can't really trust them, which I think is a good system, considering where things are going. And Maximus does save her from the radiation, but also lies to her about his name. And maybe that's not a major thing, but it still just feels sneaky. Like, why are you lying? And I definitely thought he was going to try and grab her gun. And, we do see that shootout happen on the bridge. But I think if it was just him there, he wouldn't have even thought twice about unaliving those people. There would have been no conversation. Lucy's the one who's initiating it, trying to be diplomatic, because that's what she grew up with. They literally have an election in this episode. They're very much like, what does everybody think? Everybody gets a vote, everybody gets an opinion, and that does not seem to be the case on the outside at all. It was interesting to see Thaddeus finally learn who Maximus was and how he got that job, obviously, and him explaining that, okay, well, you're not supposed to be in there, and we see Thaddeus take off with the head. So I'm hoping they can catch up with him at some point. But now that Lucy and Maximus are working together, they've got the tracker, obviously, but I feel like Thaddeus has got a good head start on them. Like, he had at least a day before Lucy found Maximus. So if Thaddeus makes it back to the Brotherhood and tells them what Maximus did and shows them the head, I think Lucy, her whole plan and everything is going to be ruined, because I don't think that they're just going to give her the head and let her walk out of there with it. I don't think that's going to happen. Even her asking for like a few soldiers to go, try and get her dad back, I don't think they're going to care. I don't think they're going to want to be involved. Like, their whole mission was to get the target, which they have now. So I can't see them just willingly giving that up. To see Thaddeus kill Maximus, almost in a similar way that Maximus killed Titus, where he just leaves him. Like, I know Titus was pretty far gone at that point after that bear attack, but it sounds like Maximus had something that could have helped him, this serum or a vial that could have, regained his health and brought him back, and Maximus just sitting there and letting it happen, basically, because then he knows he gets that job. And the fact that Thaddeus just walks away, and obviously Thaddeus would have lost that fight if he hadn't done something. Like, this guy's in a giant machine, these T-60s, and Maximus, instantly regrets, trusting him and starts attacking him right away. But to know that there's a way to like disarm them, I think is interesting, and I don't know how that works out in the game, because I feel like you obviously have to get very close to one of these machines, and I don't think Maximus was expecting that to happen at all. But like, what a slow, painful way to go. I think, eventually you would die of starvation or dehydration just being trapped in this machine, and that would be very painful. And that's also his, weapon, basically. He's just a regular guy now without this, big armor, so he doesn't really have any defenses anymore. To find out Betty was involved with burying Norm and Lucy's mom, and that's how she knows the Pip-Boy was buried with her. Again, yeah, I don't trust her, so I feel like maybe she did bury it and went back and got it, or somehow has access to it, or maybe their mom is still alive this whole time. I don't know. So yeah, no spoilers, please, but I'm curious to see where that's gonna go. I feel like it's not gonna be just as straightforward as she says, and to get to see some of Maximus's backstory of him, you know, coming out of this fridge basically, and he sees, you know, this giant T60 standing there, and he's mentioned a few times that that's how he kind of, I don't want to say like fell in love with that profession, but decided to pursue it. And it sounds like they also rescued him and he was the only one that survived. So I apologize if I'm getting the timelines wrong, but was that like the initial bombing that Lucy says was 200 years ago? Like the one that the ghoul was around for? Or did they bomb after the bomb? Like was that Shady Sands bombed after? Because it does seem like it was bombed after the original bombing, but again, that brings up a whole new, you know, array of questions, because Lucy, you know, also struggling to find out what her purpose and what the vault's purpose is, because they were supposed to repopulate. That was their whole goal. That's what they've been told their whole lives. And to find out that a city had already tried to do that. So yeah, I'm guessing it must have been after, considering that Maximus says that the bombs fell when he was a kid. Unless he's 200 years old somehow, like the timeline doesn't add up. So yeah, I'm very curious. And we see Maximus start to get emotional. He starts teary-eyed, and as soon as he like was looking around, I was like, okay, he's been here before. Like you could sense something was familiar to him, and to end up back there, I'm sure was triggering for him. But just these huge craters, like I don't know why they would decide to bomb, especially there's 34,000 people living there. Like, you know, that's a pretty substantial population, and what's going on? So yeah, I'm curious to find out more about that, but let me know in the comments if that was part of the original bombing. I don't think so, but yeah, I'm curious to learn more. Like I said, I haven't played the video game, so I'm not familiar with like the backstory or the lore. And then to end the episode with Lucy, you know, being in her favorite place in the world, the vaults. You know, she's got this big smile on her face, and obviously Maximus has never been in a vault before, so it is his first experience. But I'm curious as to the hospital, because they both fell into the same trap. Obviously, we do see like a bandage on Maximus's arm, so it looks like they tried to help him, but every other vault that we've seen has like, you know, that circle of a door. I don't know why this would be hidden under a hospital, unless it is a vault dedicated specifically for, you know, medical stuff, which I guess would be possible, but they didn't say what number the vault is. I don't know if that really matters at the moment. Obviously we've seen 33 and 32, but yeah, I'm very curious to see what this one is all about, and if there's any differences, if it literally is just like a carbon copy, but, you know, maybe more focused on medical stuff. Overall, I thought it was a good middle episode. I'm very curious to see where we're going to pick up in the next episode with the whole Norm and Betty dynamic now that she's officially overseer. Obviously, Lucy and Maximus are in this vault hospital situation. Thaddeus has the head and is heading off to the Brotherhood and potentially turning Maximus in for killing Titus. So yeah, I feel like this was a good like laying the groundwork for pieces that are going to come into play in future episodes. I hope the ghoul is back. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Still doesn't know who's inside the suit, obviously. He's trapped in that suit. Trust me, and then starts up by lying about his name. They bombed the town? It's just a picture of a door handle? Oh my god. Just slap on a coat of paint and yeah, pretend it never happened. Residual snip anger? Who hasn't been there? Okay, the nightmare level just escalated.